Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my dueling videos, and today I have for you a Dark Necrofear Synchro deck. Now my boy Ace Grimbus used this deck on the duel room during the weekend, and he beat me I think 2 out of 3 with this. It's a really fun deck. I made some changes to the list that he provided me. I mainly added a third Psychic Wielder, and I think he was running 2 Flare Resonators, so I just cut it to 1. I have a couple of Sangans. I don't have enemy controllers because stall is a big problem, or at least I thought it was, but I actually didn't run into a lot of stall. So I threw in 1 Hate Runade and 1 Treacherous Trap Hole. The Hate Runade is really good because you don't really run back row removal, so you just kind of have to attack over the back row, or forced back row in different ways. So the Hate Runade is pretty clutch for that. Other than that, I kept his main engine, which was the wielders, the trackers. We have 2 dark resonators, 3 Krivos, and then 2 doomsday dog that can search the Necrofear. So basically you wanna get 3 fiends in the grave to go for your dark Necrofear play. Obviously running beatdown, really easy to get ridiculous amounts of attack with your psychic tracker, synchro summons, your flare resonator synchro summons, and then your beatdown on top of that. The extra deck is pretty standard, all level 6 or 9. We have 1 Gigantic Castle for and 1 Mistworm, those are the level 9s. And then we run double Stardust Charge Warrior, 1 Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, and 1 Flamble Urukisas. This card is really good because it can give you lethal over with piercing damage in a lot of cases. And like I said, especially if you synchro summon this using tracker or resonator, you'll get a ton of attack. And yeah, overall the deck is really fun to use, but the main weaknesses are back row, because we don't really have a way to remove it other than Hate Runade, and Ancient Gears, because all our protection is monster effects, being the Kuribo, and we also rely on a lot of monster effects like Sangan, the Doomsday, even the Necrofear. If Reactor destroys Necrofear, you can't steal the monster afterwards. Actually, can you? I didn't test that, so I don't know, because the effect activates at the end of the battle phase, or at the end of the turn. Don't quote me on the Necrofear thing. Alright, so here we're going up against Spellbooks. I wasn't too excited about this, but I did notice that he only uses 2 Spellbooks right there. Oh, but he gets Spellbook of Organization. Must have misplayed then, because he makes a questionable play here. We're a normal summon Doomsday, go for the Psychic Tracker, go for the Wielder. I was trying to get to Mistworm right here. And look at this, he goes Spellbook of Organization, sets his top deck, but he doesn't banish my my monster. He only flips it face down. And that gives me a wall full of monsters, so even though he's gonna synchro summon into Armatis right here, it's gonna leave 1 monster alive, and I have the cards to go into a synchro play no matter what he destroys. So I'm gonna normal summon Dark Resonator, special summon Tracker. So this Mistworm is being summoned with 2 trackers, that is 1200 attack boost. I'm gonna send everything back to the hand, and with the beatdown, that is exact lethal. Pretty clutch comeback. I love Mistworm, man. Any deck that can easily summon a Mistworm is immediately really fun for me. Next we have a Mokuba. And this duel went kind of similar, I think. I prefer going second with this deck because you get an extra card for all your combo plays. But if you happen to go first, if I have a Kuribo, or if I don't have a Sangan or something to set, I'll just sit on a Kuribo and pass turn. And this is what I'm gonna do here. We have Hate Runade, Tracker, Wielder. There's no point in going for a level 6 synchro because I'm not gonna get any value of my Wielder. And I have a Kuribo to prevent lethal. So this Vampire player kind of just goes for lethal, expecting me not to have anything, I guess. Activist Vampire Kingdom. So we're gonna save ourselves with Kuribo. Pick up a Doom Dog, and that is clutch because I can special summon my other 2 monsters. go for a level 9 Synchro Mistworm. And this is not 4,000 attack, but he paid 1,000 life, so we'll be able to win the game just like that. Alright, so that is the Mistworm side of things, but the rest of the replays all feature Dark Necrofear, because that's obviously the card we're trying to highlight with this deck. Here we're going up against Arcana. Going second. And we're just gonna start with Treacherous. I should have summoned Tracker and gone for an easy 1600. I don't know why I didn't. So we're gonna normal summon the Sengen, try to destroy the Magician's Robe. He special summons the Dark Magician, so now I can Treacherous both of them. Hit him for 1,000. Legion is gonna destroy my Sengen. I'm gonna use that to get a Flare Resonator. Normal summon that Resonator, special summon Tracker, going to a level 6 Stardust Charge Warrior. 2,900 because both of them boosted his attack. We get to draw one, but I'm feeling super safe with both Kuribohs in my hand. And I think I need one more Fiend in the grave for Necrofear. He goes Ancient Rules. Doesn't, well, he can't really attack. I was afraid he was gonna get the 1,000 Knives, but because he set the card, I figured it was, what is it, Dark Magic Expanded or something like that. So we're gonna Synchro into a second Stardust Charge Warrior. Now we can banish 3 for Necrofear, go for Beatdown. Hallowed Life Barrier, did not see that coming. I still attack because why not? But obviously I can't deal any damage, can't destroy monsters. He Tribute summons for a Dark Magician of Chaos. Pretty scary, but I had the 2 Kuribohs in hand, so nothing to worry about. Go for the Beatdown, activates Dark Magic Expanded, but that only adds attack, it doesn't attack defense, and we win the game. That was Arcana, right? And I have Kisa and Ishizu. This next duel was very weird. I had a super bricky hand, and but luckily for me, my opponent was playing very slow as well. They were just drawing into cards, so that's how I didn't lose. Against any other deck, I probably would have lost early on. Because look at this hand. I do have the Treacherous, which is nice, but 2 Wielders, draw into a 3rd Wielder. What am I going to do with this? Draw into a Dark Resonator, so all my tuners. Draw into a Kuriboh. And then I finally get a Sengen, but I don't want to Synchro summon because there's 3 back rows. Something's going to stop me back there. So I'm going to set the Dark Resonator. He finally summons a second monster, so I can use my Treacherous. And then he doesn't go for the attack here, which is kind of weird. Just keeps his Mesangelato in attack mode. Doesn't attack. So now it's time for me to make my plays. But look at this. Other than the Sengen, look at the hand. All tuners, all protection, and 2 Necrofear. So I'm gonna try to bait some of the back row by flipping both of my monsters over. We do get a Canadia out of the way. Now I can special summon my Wielder. And I have to go into Gaia Knight because if I go into Stardust, I'll get to draw 1, but my Wielder won't be able to destroy the Mesangelato because it's at 2100. So now we can destroy that with the Wielder. Sengen is gonna add a Doom Dog that I'm gonna be using the following turn. And I have to discard, which kind of sucks here, but I just get rid of the Necrofear. So he's got his own Kuriboh. He's gonna special summon a Puddingness. So I'm forced to use my 2 Kuribohs right here. I pick up a Clutch Hate Runate, and now I just have to figure out how to get game this turn. And this is very important. We're gonna special summon Wielder. That's why I flipped over the Dark Resonator. And I'm gonna go into Gigantic Castle so I can destroy that Puddingness. Next, I normal summon my Doom Dog. And here, instead of going for Stardust or Gaia, I'm going for my Piercer, because once I summon this with the beatdown, it's gonna be enough piercing to kill through a Akribo. My field is gonna give me lethal through a Akribo. Since I've already seen one in the, I've already seen them use one, I was pretty sure there would be a second one. So we're gonna go for the beatdown, and look at all this attack. He sat there and waited for a while because he was trying to figure out who to Kribo, and unfortunately, with just one Kribo, there was no answer. This was gonna be 14 piercing if he Kribos the Gigantic Castle. My Direct Necrofear kills him. He decides to Kribo this one. Necrofear gets rid of the monster, and then I have a 4,000 attack Gigantic Castle for game. The biggest castle you've ever seen. And next we have Ishizu. Next, I should say last. Alright, so we're going up against Ishizu. I don't know what they're running, so I just set my Resonator in defense mode. They don't attack here for some reason, and I thought it was weird. They just activate the Seal Tombs. So I'm going to go ahead and Synchro Summon right here, because Wilder is going to let me destroy that Amazoness Princess. We'll also get to search a Necrofear and draw one. But I think I draw into my other Necrofear, which is kind of unfortunate. And we're gonna go for beatdown. This isn't game, but it was pretty close. I decided not to crash with the Amazoness Swordswoman, waiting for him to summon another monster, and they do. They set a monster, so I'm gonna activate my Treacherous. Unfortunately, they have a second Amazoness Swordswoman, so I'm gonna go for a Kribo. That gets debunked, and they successfully banished my Dark Resonator. So now I'm gonna Synchro again into a Gigantic Castle. And we're gonna try to go for lethal here over the Amazoness Swordswoman. Unfortunately, there's a Kribo here, but it was still worth, even though I'm damaging myself by 2500, it seemed worth it to just get rid of the Amazoness Swordswoman and put him in a top deck situation. Otherwise, he can get more value out of this Amazoness Swordswoman by just attacking into my Dark Necrofear, and then I have to attack it at some point anyway. So even though it was a lot of damage, it seemed worth it. We top deck a Psychic Tracker, activate beatdown, and that's game. They scooped it up. So yeah, really fun deck, but very, very weak against back row. I'm not sure what we could add in there to help us destroy some back row. I'd have to look at what other level 3s we have available, because you definitely need all these monsters in order to make the deck consistent. Like, the moment you start adding spells, you're gonna be in a situation like I was, where all I had was tuners and Dark Necrofear. But overall, the deck is really fun. Shoutouts to Ace again for sharing this deck with me. It was a ton of fun to use, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really, really appreciate that. And until next time.